Superstorm Sandy was the second most costly storm in United States history at $65.6 billion in damage. At its peak, it was a Category 2 hurricane, and it was the largest Atlantic hurricane by diameter at 1,100 miles across. The lowest pressure of Superstorm Sandy was 940 millibars when it made landfall in New Jersey. Sandy was so devastating because of its astronomical high tide. It was a northbound hurricane that mixed with Arctic air and created wintry conditions of rain, snow, and wind.
Sandy's path begins on Monday, October 22nd, as a tropical depression forms in the southern Caribbean Sea and gradually strengthens until it becomes Tropical Storm Sandy, with wind speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. The storm makes its way north and by Wednesday crosses Jamaica and becomes a Category 1 hurricane, with winds of up to 80 miles per hour. It continues north and makes a landfall over Cuba on Thursday, wind speeds increasing to up to 110 miles per hour. The hurricane makes its way up the east coast while maintaining its Category 1 status, and around noon at 2 o'clock on Monday, Sandy takes a sharp turn northwest, heading directly towards the New Jersey coast. Monday night, the hurricane makes landfall southwest of Atlantic City and is downgraded to a tropical storm. The hurricane continues to make its way into the coast until it becomes severely weakened to Pennsylvania and disperses.
My name is Marie Rice. I'm the captain of the Triborough First Aid Squad, serving Seaside Park, Seaside Heights, the Berkeley Township section of Pelican Island, South Seaside Park, and Island Beach State Park.
Hi, I'm Tom Beaton. I'm the owner of David Beaton and Sons Boatyard in Mantoloking on Barnegat Bay.
So my name is Brian Cohen, and I'm a resident of Ship Bottom, New Jersey.
So then the day of the hurricane, we were staffed with 3 ambulances and our first responder vehicle, which serves as my captain's vehicle. So we were there, basically just staffing our building, providing support for the fire companies and police that were evacuating the towns. Anybody with any medical needs, they called us for that. At some point during the early afternoon, the chief of police from Seaside Park contacted me and advised that the storm was increasing in intensity and that wind gusts were expected to be 100 miles an hour sustained.
The storm wasn't too bad over here in Mount Hawken. We went for a drive at the height of the storm and saw some trees down and some high water, but nothing crazy. But we were getting constant reports from the island. And then the next day the plan was to take a boat back to the island, but we couldn't get to the marina where the boat was, so we ended up dropping a jet ski in the water in Barnegat, taking that to the marina, putting a boat in the water, and taking a boat back across to the island. The first couple images were pretty disturbing. The biggest things were like boats where they shouldn't be in people's houses and in the middle of the street, and just lots of sand everywhere and lots of trees, power lines.
Hurricane Sandy brought in about 5.5 feet of water into the boatyard and inside the buildings. It ruined all the machinery, and the debris from the houses across the bay on the east side of the barrier island pretty much came in and destroyed the docks and the electric, and our damage was catastrophic. It was probably in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Stayed at the Heights. I guess it was probably late afternoon. The ocean started breaking through on Ortley Beach, and after that it was Herring Avenue, Kearney Avenue, Fremont Avenue, up into the point when it was actually flowing down in front of the firehouse, and the water started coming up into the firehouse. So we had probably maybe about 9 inches of water actually in the firehouse, and the water was literally rushing down the streets of Seaside, and it was underwater. At that point, people that had been told repeatedly to evacuate started calling to be rescued. Fortunately, Seaside Heights Emergency Management has 2 big 2.5-ton trucks that they brought for emergencies and came in very handy during this storm, because they were the only vehicles that were able to travel through the town because of the flooding. So the fire company went out in these trucks and rescued about 40 people.
We met up and started talking about how the community was going to come together and fix everything. And since then, a group of people, Waves for Water, Jetty, is a local surf, skate, lifestyle company, kind of bonded together and put together a rebuild effort. And I'd say for the first couple months, right up until a couple weeks ago, it was pretty much gutting homes, getting information out about mold, kind of informing people, telling them, what had to happen to their houses. And then I would say a couple weeks ago, we turned the corner and we started to rebuild some homes, and it's just constant, benefit dinners and auctions and getting information out and meetings, and just, it's probably going to go from now until Memorial Day, and who knows, maybe years to kind of get things back to normal.
Although the harsh memories of Superstorm Sandy still linger in New Jersey, our attention and eyes turn towards recovery efforts. Organizations such as FEMA, Clean Ocean Action, Jersey Strong, and Jetty have remained vigilant in the daunting tasks that still face the East Coast. The road to recovery is long and challenging, but the progress made has proved to be positive. Hope, togetherness, and a sense of morality and community are needed in the continuing months and even years in cleanup efforts. Together, the Jersey Shore will become stronger, and Superstorm Sandy will be nothing more than a memory in the past and dust in the wind.